What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Lexus hybrid. I think it's a GS450H. It is time to do axles on the rear of this, and it costs for 8 hours of labor to do this. I've already done the passenger side, and it says to drop the whole rear suspension and all that stuff, but you can do it without doing that. You just need to take this kind of like knuckle assembly off. And there's a few things we've got to take off in between here. We're going to take off this upper arm, this arm right here, this little arm caliper, and you can take caliper bracket and the rotor off if you want to. I'm just going to take the caliper and the pads off, set them to the side, and leave the rotor and the bracket on. We're going to take this link bar right here on the back, right there. And you can do this if you want to. I made a mistake of doing it on the opposite side. I think I can do it without doing it this time, but I took it out of the knuckle below. It is a pain in the butt to get it to go back in. Just to let you know, because it is splined or ribbed or whatever you want to call it, and it grips onto the lower control arm. And we're going to try to do it without taking that off and see how it goes. Also, we got to take this what you call it, wheel speed sensor out. I don't know why. Got a brain fart there. But first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take the axle nut off. That is a 32mm 12-point socket, and that's what we got right there. I don't know how well y'all can see. There we go. If you got headphones on, turn volume down. She was tweaked. Alright. Yes. Figured that axle was stuck in there. We'll have to get a punch, hit that, and hammer it out, but it'll be fine for right now. Let me set y'all up and grab my tools from the other side and bring them over. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and take the brake caliper off. They are 14s, by the way. Get this one off. Come on. There. Get that out of the way. Take brake pads out. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the wheel speed sensor out. Should be 3 10s. One holds it into the actual knuckle, and you got 2 brackets. I'm just going to thread these back into the knuckle in the control arm so I know where they go. The other one's on the back side of the knuckle right in front of the shock. And none of these are really tight. Also, it is a wet day. I'm pretty sure I can see all the water on this stuff. Now we got these out of the way. Or this, these. Next thing I want to do is take this rear, I guess kind of like lateral arm right here. That should be a 19. And we're probably going to use a impact to take that one off. I can find my 19. $19mm nut. That's this side. Now, I think this is a 22. Yes. Should have a nut and a washer on it. Now I'm gonna get a regular, like dead blow right here, not dead blow, but regular mallet, hammer, whatever you want to use. Hammer right here and it should fall out. But just in case you miss, kind of put your nut back in there a little bit. This arm has tension on it, just so you know. Yeah. There's my pry bar. Like I said, it's got some tension on it. Take this upper nut out a little bit. I'm trying to get my brake caliper out of the way. Screw it out. Got better out of it. That is your boat. Next, we have this arm. That should be a 17, I think, or no, that's the 19. The 17 is down here on the bottom, right here. But this arm we're going to take out completely right here, and those are both 17s. So I'm going to take this one out and this arm completely off, and then after we do that, we should be able to kind of move this around a little bit and tilt it. And we should be able to maybe get the axle out. But first, before I do anything, I'm gonna get a punch and use the hammer and see if I can knock this back in there. So you can see we got everything out and moves pretty good. Next thing I'm gonna do is take this e-brake cable right here off back. Right in there. Once we do that, that should give us a little bit more room for it to come forward. And here's that arm right there. I was talking about just leaving it hanging right there. I did get the axle to move right there, you can see. And once we get the axle pushed back far enough and get that cable, we might be able to get it tilted back far enough just to get it out. But if not, I can still take this bolt right here. That is a 19 as well, and we can take it out, and then we can just lift this knuckle up, move it a little bit, and pull the axle out. But there's a, like I said, 12 holding that e-brake cable on right there. So the way I did this actually may be a little bit easier on me. Was took the nut out just so it relieved some pressure, and it could fold the arm down. You can see we got plenty of slack on that. It ain't hurting anything on that, but it let us tilt it down enough. I used the pry bar, got one right here and pried, and it popped right out. Good, I'm glad about that. Now what we're gonna have to do is get underneath there and pop the axle out. Right there is your axle, and that is a little shield right there. You can actually bend that, and I'm gonna get my screwdriver, kind of punch it up through there and pop it that way, and it should pop right out. Exactly what happened on this side. You can see we got the new one in on that side. There we go. I actually had to use an angled pry bar. See the angle on it? Because it got in between there. And have a drain pan underneath because you may lose some differential fluid. I got mine at an angle where it won't, so we should be good on that. And see, it come right out, it clears everything in there, so you don't have to worry about that. Here is the new one. We did get both sides of them, but here's the part number. It is a genuine Toyota Lexus part, 42340-30170. And just as a heads up, these things are about $700-800 a piece. See if I can get in here. I'm moving y'all all around, just kind of do it one-handed. Also, for that much money, you would think they would supply so much, but they don't. So, you can either get a new one or reuse yours, but here it is right there. There's that. I'm gonna put a little bit of grease around that circle clip right there, just so it can hold into like a centered position, and it will help it slide in better, because I like putting a little bit on there just so it kind of greases up the splines. Put her up through here. You have to kind of play with it a little bit to get it lined up in the differential. And there you go. You got her in. Now, get this to bend and get her to fold back down inside of the hub. Had y'all time. Now I just got to fold this down and bend it back down to the hub. So let me get that done, and then I'll whenever I get ready to torque everything down, I'll bring y'all back with all the torque specs, because from here it's just reversal of the removal. You just install it all, and it really don't matter which way you put it all back together, just whatever works best for you. Now, some of the stuff, before you torque it, you have to have pressure, like car weight, on it, so that whenever you torque it down, it doesn't pop and rotate these bushings. So you can do that with a car jack. I'm going to use a screw jack and put it underneath this little control arm and lift the car just a hair off of the arm back here. I do have another screw jack that I'm going to put in the front, just to keep from it teeter-tottering on me, but you just want car weight on everything while you torque it down. Just got through looking at all the torque specs on everything, so I'm gonna go over them real quick. This right here, 111, 140. This right here is 111. This one is 66, 66, and then 111. And then your brakes are 36 for the bolts that hold that on. Then your axle nut right here is 214. So that's all your torque specs. I gotta go around and torque everything. I don't have it torqued down yet. And as you can see, I do have a jack stand underneath here. It's got the car lifted up and the weight on the car. And I just gotta go down and tighten everything. Got everything back on, all the wires, all the brackets are tightened. Just want to go to torque specs one more time. Only thing I gotta do is just tighten up this axle nut right here, and then we'll be good to go. So 22 is going to be 140, all 19s are going to be 111, and all 17s are going to be 66 foot-pounds. And then like all your little 10 millimeters are going to be like, I think they're like 96 inch-pounds or something like that. So I mean, it's just hand tight, so don't go crazy on torquing those down too tight, because you can strip it out of that aluminum. And then axle nut is going to be 214. Oh, and then your 14s on your brake caliper, they're just 36s. But I gotta do an oil change real quick, and whenever I get ready to torque down the axle, I will bring y'all back and I'll show you how I can do it. You can do it one of two ways. You can knock the center cap out of the rim, put it on the ground, and then use a torque wrench and torque it with the tires on the ground, or you can put the lug nuts on the studs right here, and then you can get somebody to either hold it with a pry bar, or they can you can lower it down on the ground enough to where the pry bar is on the ground, or you can torque it by yourself. One of those three ways works, as long as you get them torqued. Like I said, let me change this oil real quick, and then whenever I get ready to torque this down, I will bring y'all back. Alright, got it lowered down enough. I got 2 lug nuts on it and a long heavy duty pry bar, because this does torque to 214, and we got it pressed up against the ground. Just ran it down till it touched with the impact. I'll set y'all up so y'all can kind of see this too. We have it set on 214, and it's supposed to slide off like that. Try it one more time. Ooh. 214. There we go. Sprayed everything down with brake cleaner before I put everything back together as well. This is the passenger side, just in case you're wondering. And all I got left to do is put the tires on, torque them, put oil in it, and reset the light, and I'll be done. But this is going to conclude this video. This is how you're going to put these axles in without pulling the whole sub-assembly out. Can be done, as you can see, and it's the same procedure for both sides. So if y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, or tips or tricks to help somebody aid in this job in the future, let us know. As always, I did get my torque specs off of Pro Demand. If they are wrong, that's where I get all my torque specs. If they are wrong, let me know, because I did have an issue with that recently on a Volkswagen, where it said something was 20 Newton meters and it was actually 9 or 11 Newton meters. And I did contact Pro Demand, and I saw that they recently fixed that, and they sent me a letter saying thank you for the information, and they did confirm it with the factory, and they apologize for any inconvenience. So like I said, if there's any torque specs that's wrong, just let me know and I'll contact them, and hopefully we can get them fixed in the future. But as always, if y'all like the video, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I get shirts, hats, stickers, Patreon, Instagram, all that good stuff. And like always, torque this tight, and y'all have a great day.